One. Welcome everybody to season 4 of the Gaming Stooges podcast. We actually made it to a 4th season. You can call me Cloud, and we've got Jack here.
Hi, I'm Jack.
We've also got Landon here.
Why are we doing this? I want to play Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles for the Nintendo Switch 2.
I don't believe you because you would never say the words, I want to play Final Fantasy in a sentence together like that.
That's true. I'm actually not Landon. I'm Landon.
I was going to say, who are you and what did you do with Landon?
Yeah. So, welcome to season 4. We are going to be talking about 2012 gaming year in retrospective on this first episode of the season. Remember when 2012 was supposedly going to be the last year ever and we were all just going to be raptured and just die because the Mayans eventually gave up keeping track of time after 2012, so we all assumed that was just going to be the end of time. That was cool.
It was somehow a far simpler time.
Totally different time, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, those were hard times.
Hard times.
So
we have these little things called pagers.
We did.
In 2012.
I'm pretty sure I used a BlackBerry phone instead of a smartphone back at the time.
We had this little website called GameSpot.
We did. We had a site called GameSpot. We still had union boards. It was...
Although this was the last year for that.
Yes, because they did end them in 2013. But we're going to talk about the various games that released that were worthy of note that we could list off. A lot of this stuff will be stuff that we just kind of are putting here just to recognize that it released. We'll probably be skimming through a lot of it. But there are a lot of interesting things to go through with this year. It's a pretty stacked year, I think we'll find when we come out the other side of this. So I hope you guys are excited. Let's just jump right in if we're all ready.
Yeah,
sure.
January 4th, we're off to a great start.
Hell yeah.
We got the release of Katawa Shoujo on PC. Now, I'm going to say PC. I've said the PC every single time, but usually this means Windows. There are some games that get PC releases on different forms of PC, like Windows, Linux, Mac, but I just pay attention to Windows because that's what 99% of gamers that play on PC are playing on. So I'm just gonna let that go out there at the beginning of this season, even though it's been a thing for a while now. Just know PC, I'm mostly meaning Windows. But Katawa Shoujo was a visual novel made by people from 4chan, and I thought that would mean that it would be kind of cringy and memey and kind of and it turns out no, it actually is really well written, and I cried.
It's surprisingly... It has a surprising amount of depth for something that came from 4chan of all places. You would think a game, you would think that the concept alone, a visual novel where you date girls with various disabilities would be extremely mean-spirited and just a gigantic meme, but it's actually surprisingly sweet and a very heartfelt game.
Yes.
The three of us plus Justin each played this game back in 2013, pretty much at the exact same time, and we all picked a different girl.
Yeah, that was a thing that we tried to do so that we could all cover our bases so we didn't all have to play every route.
Never forget the original Pokemon Emerald, or sorry, no, not Pokemon Emerald, Pokemon
Leaf Green.
Pokemon Leaf Green Part 1. That would become the Katawa Shoujo LP.
And I'm so mad because you guys knew about the fact that it was going to be a fake out and I didn't, and you strung me along the whole 20-minute video, and I was just like, what the fuck is this?
I know Jack wasn't there for the original recording of that.
I was not, unfortunately.
It's a super big shame that we had just so many issues with that recording because that file got lost, got corrupted. We had to do it a couple times, and yet I love it. It was great.
Yeah.
But
Katawa Shoujo, I don't play a lot of visual novels, and this one wasn't too bad. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I did Lily's route, and I cried at the end. So I mean, obviously, it was a very touching game. Yeah.
Each girl has their own very tragic, varying degrees of tragic backstories, and depending on who you ask, some of them are more deep than others. But I think that it has a fun cast and it's a very fun game.
Yeah.
We had fun with that LP.
Lennon, anything else to add?
Smash.
Yeah, we do have a Smasher Pass, and I think we'll probably be using that for the most part. I didn't say it for this first one because it was definitely something we were all going to say something about real quick. But going forward, yeah, we have a Smash Pass or Piss, so if we want to kind of streamline this, that's what we're going to do. On the 26th...
Smidge.
On the 26th, we had the release of Mutant Mudds on 3DS. I know of this game, but I don't know anything all of that much about it. I just know that it exists. And
Lennon, you're the 3DS guy. What is this game?
I am the 3DS guy. I give this game a smidge. It is a 2D platformer that like really tried to focus on using like the foreground and background to utilize like the 3D graphics. It's like a kid using a water gun type backpack. It's like Flood essentially. Doing like insane like platforming challenges, fighting like literal like mud.
Oh, okay.
Like the title is there, Mutant Mudds, for a reason. Yeah. It is fine. I remember getting frustrated with it and not caring for it, but also that was 14 years ago and I get frustrated at playing Kirby games. So
yeah. I mean, nowadays you could maybe go back and like possibly actually get through it and not be as frustrated. Who knows?
Yeah, so there's that. So it's a
that
smidge.
was on the 26th.
Well designed.
And yes, that means that the 3 weeks between Katawa Shoujo and Mutant Mudds, I didn't find anything too noteworthy to put down. And I looked through this list 3 times, so
nothing. And I looked through it once.
Yeah. On the 31st, there were 2 games worth noting. The first one, Final Fantasy 13 2 for PS3 and 360. I have heard that generally the people that play the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, bless your hearts, this one is better than the first one, but also I don't know what that means, so pass.
It really depends on who you ask. I feel like there was a small portion of people that actually really enjoyed Final Fantasy 13 and did not care for this one as much. My only source for this was I had a classmate in high school who loved Final Fantasy 13 but did not care for 13-2. I couldn't tell you why.
Yeah. Landon?
It's a pass. I don't care.
And then the other game that came out on the 31st was Soul Calibur 5 for PS3 and 360 as well.
Soul Calibur.
I did not play this one, so pass.
I didn't either.
I played 4.
I think I was going to say, I think. Sorry,
I played a little of this one, but out of like this era, like this console generation's like Soul Caliburs,
4 was the bigger one.
Yeah, true.
I think 4 was the last Soul Calibur game I played.
The big like my issue is like they removed a lot of like the series regulars and then just replaced them with like just Joe Schmoes.
Yeah,
to try to like
that's a
like,
bit
because there's supposed to be a story, but also I don't care about the Soul Calibur story. I just want to play Soul Calibur.
I was gonna say when people pick up Soul Calibur, it's because they want to play as the iconic Soul Calibur characters. Like, what are we doing here?
So I do remember the bit I played was pretty decent. I mean, like mechanically it's still there, but
all right.
Soul Calibur.
We're gonna move on to February. February was interesting because there's a lot of releases, but they're also bunched up on very specific release dates. So let's just jump right in to the first one. Where
before that, we do have to address Geralt was like the guest character in Soul Calibur 5. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, he was the Geralt from Nier, right? The original Nier. So I guess I'm guessing
wasn't it,
or is it a different, or is this a different game I'm thinking of?
When The Witcher?
Oh yeah, The
Witcher.
Yeah, because The Witcher 2 was a thing around this time. The Witcher 2.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, Witcher 3 also had come out, but I don't think Witcher 3 came out till after. I think he was in Witcher 2, which also released around this time.
Soul
I was going to say
Calibur 5.
Witcher 3 wasn't until 2015.
Yeah.
Who was... Now I have to look up who the guy was.
Anyway, let's move on to February because we got a lot to go through. We got to keep moving. On the 7th, there was 3 separate games. I'll get what it's probably going to be the least talked about one out of the way first. There was Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning for PS3, 360, and PC. It is a notable release. I am aware of it. I also know little about it, so pass.
Pass. Not familiar with this game at all.
What are we talking about? Oh, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning.
Amalur.
Amalur.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
It is basically it's a third-person open world like RPG.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
I mean, I knew that much, but yeah. For Jack, so you know
you just said I don't know anything. So
I don't know anything actually.
It's fine. Pass.
We also had on PS3 the Jack and Daxter collection.
Smash.
So this is
Smash.
not the only collection of PlayStation 2 games that would end up on PS3 this year.
Pixel.
We'll get to more of them.
I think you were thinking of Soul Calibur 6 because Ezio is the guest character for Soul Calibur 5. Anyway, which one are we? What are we talking about?
Jack and Daxter collection.
Hell yeah!
Cool.
I love Jack and Daxter. Love the trilogy. I wish it included Jack X. It doesn't.
I
wish it did.
Have not played enough Jack and Daxter, and I am considering getting the collection on PS3 just because the collections for PS3 are like really easy ways to get like a bunch of games all at once. And I have not heard the Jack and Daxter collection being bad. So like,
I played all 3 games to completion on the Jack and Daxter collection, and
no complaints.
No, it plays perfectly.
Good to know. All right. Yeah. I will consider that then when I want to get Jack and Daxter. I'll just grab the collection on PS3. Moving on. The last game on the 7th was Resident Evil Revelations for 3DS.
Resident Evil Revelitans.
As was the typo on the spine at the time. Landon, did you want to talk a little bit about it?
We're only like 7 games in, and we've already run into 2 games that we've LP'd.
Yeah. I mean... we're in the era of it's not the only one that's going to be on the list.
No,
there will be quite a few.
Yeah. I love this game. This is like
isn't this your favorite Resident Evil?
It's like tied with I think I give this the edge over Resident Evil 4, but both of them are like at the top of the list.
Resident Evil Revelations was probably arguably one of like the biggest like early third-party games on the 3DS too. That was like a new game and not just like some port of or something.
Yeah, because like we don't have it in the list, but Metal Gear Solid 3D also came out in February of this year, and that was pretty big at the time. But like Revelations as a brand new game standalone is like huge, and it looked phenomenal. And considering you had to like the only option you had for the second stick was a boat that you had to attach to your 3DS, the game controls like pretty well, even if you don't have that. If you're using gyro, that
silly little cradle with the second circle pad next to the ABXY.
Yeah. So like I think this game like on the 3DS plays really well. I like the story a lot. It has a good mix of old characters and new characters. It has a good mix of like traditional Resident Evil with the tank controls, and then also like some more like action set pieces. It does a lot. And then the raid mode's pretty fun. I like Mercenaries mode more, but raid mode's pretty fun in this game. So
all right. Jack, did you have anything extra to add to Revelations? Good. Okay.
I have not played this one, unfortunately.
Bad. Get out of here.
On the 13th, we had the release of Rhythm Heaven Fever on the Wii, which is the sequel to Rhythm Heaven.
Smash.
Do you have anything
It's
to
Rhythm
say about
Heaven.
it?
Nothing specific. I mean, it's Rhythm Heaven. It's a fun game. This is like probably the one that people talk about the most when it comes to Rhythm Heaven. I mean, like, people love the DS original, but like this, I feel like Rhythm Heaven Fever is the one that like people really fucking talk about when it comes to like, oh yeah, I remember Rhythm Heaven. And it's like, this is the one. And it's really good. It's got like, I want to say this one was was this a Motion Plus required game?
I don't know, but it might
don't
be
think
it
so.
might be possible considering how late this game came out into the Wii's life.
I was gonna say it did come out after Skyward Sword, so I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say
yeah.
no.
Landon, anything you wanted to add about Rhythm Heaven Fever?
Okay, I don't see anything on the Wikipedia page about Wii Motion
Yeah.
Plus, so I'm gonna say it doesn't. But
it is not Wii Motion Plus required, is what I'm going to add.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
All right. On the 14th, we had quite a few titles. Let's go through them as best we can. The first one, Tales of the Abyss on 3DS. This is a port of, obviously, Tales of the Abyss. It was back on PS2, I believe. But it was one of the early instances of them putting Tales games as much as possible on newer hardware. So I just tossed it in here. We haven't covered any of the like the earlier releases of Tales games quite yet on our retrospective, so might as well put it here. On the 14th as well, we had Twisted Metal on PS3. It was a reboot game, so it's not actually a remake or a remaster of Twisted Metal. It is a new Twisted Metal game that's just named Twisted Metal. It was also considered very average, so that's kind of why not a lot of people talked about it. So, Twisted Metal. As well, for PC, there was Crusader Kings, which is a noteworthy PC release. I have heard quite a few people talk about Crusader Kings. I have like a PC-centric like friend that loves to play PC games, and like this is like one of his jams. He also loves like Civilization and like a bunch of other games. So, not my cup of tea, but you got to give it its flowers. It is Crusader Kings.
Yeah, it's not my personal type of game, but my friend David is obsessed with this fucking series. Not this game specifically, but he has over 1,000 hours in Crusader Kings 2.
That's amazing.
So, and he's like he has multiple hundreds of hours in like all 3 games. So that's the only reason I know about this game.
All right.
Not really my thing, but I've heard it's good.
Landon, anything to add?
Shout out to David.
Shout out to David.
Shout out David.
Last game for the 14th, there was Dear Esther on PC. It was a notable indie narrative-focused game. It was originally received, but it's kind of gotten a little bit of a following in the years since, and it has influenced indie games in some way as far as like narrative focus. So it's Dear Esther. It's not like the biggest indie game out there, but
I remember this when it came out. I don't remember anything about it though.
Yeah.
I just know that it's like it's a fucking like a walking sim with a story surrounding it, and it's like there's nothing wrong with that. I think there are plenty of good like story driven walking simulators that are like really well made.
Yeah.
I just have never played this one.
Is this the one where you're in the mansion?
No, this is, or actually I don't know. Actually,
I don't know.
I don't know. I said actually twice.
I am passingly acquainted with this game. I know nothing much about it besides what little I read.
You're just on like an island, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh.
On the 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, there was the release of the PlayStation Vita, and we went over the launch in a previous episode back in season 3. But some notable launch titles include Uncharted Golden Abyss, Hot Shots Golf World Invitational, Luminous Electric Symphony, Mod Nation Racers Road Trip, Touch My Katamari, and Wipeout 2048. There are a lot of notable PS Vita games that come out later in the year, but that's what came out at launch. And the PlayStation Vita is not the only hardware that came out this year either. But,
Touch my Katamari. Touch it harder.
I will say, after having some more experience with it, I think from a hardware standpoint, the Vita is pretty damn awesome, and fuck Sony for not supporting it as much.
it's
it's a damn
cool.
shame because the Vita is actually an extremely cool piece of hardware, and it just never took off.
Yeah.
And
It
this is a pretty
okay
I think
lineup.
we talked about it.
This is a pretty good lineup.
Episode, but it has a good lineup. Like a better lineup than a lot of the than the home consoles ever got.
Oh yeah. Like you got a couple very like to this day, a lot of people still praise Uncharted Golden Abyss and Hot Shots Golf World Invitational. So like that's already just 2 games right there that are like, oh, those are really good games for that and on that system. So like,
and like I've played a bit of Touch My Katamari, and it's I mean, it's Katamari. It's not the best of the Katamaris, but it's a pretty good Katamari. So
yeah. PlayStation Vita, thumbs up. On the 21st, there was the release of Ashura's Wrath on PS3 and 360. This is a very interesting game. It's got a little bit of a following. It is infamously known as that game that they put the true ending behind DLC.
It's true.
This was a period of time, a low period of time as far as like DLC is concerned, because this is when like some companies were being really fucky with it, and
Capcom especially was
Capcom
like they were.
This was a Capcom.
This was
release.
Yeah, between this and the original version of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 having like all of the Ultimate Edition shit like encoded on the disc, you just couldn't access it. It was, weird.
On disc DLC, wonderful.
Yep. Which will. Oh wait, no, that's the Vita version. Never mind. I'm looking at the. I have your document plus the Wikipedia page for 2012 in video games, and I scrolled down and saw Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but then I realized it's the Vita release.
Yeah, I didn't put that on because like it's one thing if like there's a port that took a long time to come out, but if it's literally just porting to new hardware that didn't exist before when it came out previous year, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Because there's a lot of Vita games that were just ports.
We'll be here all day.
Yeah. Landon, anything to add on Ashura's Wrath?
Pass.
Let's talk about on the 22nd, there was the release of Dylan's Rolling Western for 3DS. It was an eShop exclusive, but very notable eShop game. So this is one of those games where like when the 3DS eShop was getting kind of like popular as like a medium for like smaller games. This is one of the standouts. You gotta bring up Dylan's Rolling Western.
You have to bring up Dylan's
Rolling Western.
That said,
never
I haven't
played it.
Pass.
Classic. Haven't played it yet.
I figured as much, but because I'm the 3DS guy,
as he said,
the 3DS. I mean, the 3DS guy of 2012 for sure.
I would definitely like. I was starving for stuff for 2 reasons. One, I was a college student, so I was literally starving at this time.
Oh my god! Hey, I mean, you're not wrong.
And 2, I had gotten a 3DS, and I was starving for video games to play. So there we go. Yeah. I do enjoy this. I didn't play any of the sequels, but I did play a fair amount of the original, and it's a fun like tower defense-esque like, but you also run around on the map as a sheriff armadillo.
Yeah. That's all I know.
And I mean that's all you really need to know. It's got a fun aesthetic. It's pretty fun. It's a shame that they never did like a compilation and like released it physically because that shit would slap, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. I'm glad it's here.
All right. The 27th. Sorry, we got a game on the 27th. Before we get to that, there was Poke Park 2: Wonders Beyond on the Wii, the sequel to Poke Park. I don't think anybody saw that there would be a sequel to Poke Park Wii coming, but there is one, and it incorporates Gen 5 Pokemon since the first one did not. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Pass.
If you
Pass,
are
never
either
played
8 years old or a diehard Pokemon fan that has a Wii and is starved for content, this is for you.
It was made for Cloud.
It was made for my girlfriend because apparently she really fucking loves the Poke Park games. I have to play more of them myself. We'll see. We'll see how I
was
feel
gonna
with
say,
them.
doesn't your girlfriend have like an absurd number of hours in these games?
I mean, compared to how much you would think someone would spend on these games, probably. On the 28th, my birthday, we got 3 games. I'll go over the first one will be Binary Domain for PS3 and 360. I put this on here because it is made by the same studio as the Like a Dragon series. So, yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know anything about this game in particular. I was just like, oh, that's the Like a Dragon people. Okay, cool. There was also Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2 on DS. So a Shin Megami Tensei game, or as Landon would call it, Shubidubidubid.
Yeah.
4.
Devil Survivor 2.
And then
we got
Jesus.
on the PS3, we got some weeb trash with Hyperdimension Neptunia Mark II. And
one of I remember
this is one of my favorite games that released this year, I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say I remember you being like, you were really hyping this game up back when it came out on PS3.
It's actually a pretty good game. I mean, looking back, like there's definitely way more RPGs out there, but as someone who was like trying to find PS3 games to play and also a weeb, a massive weeb, I really gravitated towards this game. This is the first half decent Neptunia game because the first one sucks ass.
Out of like 2.5 games.
So
like this is one of 2.5 games that are half decent out of like 55 games that have released.
Yes, exactly. So Neptunia Mark II, it's a pretty good game. But I've talked enough about it. So let's go ahead and move on to March. The 6th of March saw 2 releases. Remember when we were talking about like shitty Capcom DLC practices? We got culprit numero uno right here with Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Oh, we're skipping.
We'll do the other one first. Yeah.
That makes sense.
PS3 360. It also released on some other platforms later in the year. Street Fighter Cross Tekken, though, yes, it was known for having some really shitty on-disc DLC business practices. Also, this game had bad box art Mega Man as a playable character for some fucking reason.
I remember that. I remember this game like did not do well at all because Street Fighter fans just thought, this is just like a watered down version of Street Fighter, and Tekken fans don't like it because it's a Street Fighter game and not Tekken.
Exactly.
I think it's a shame that they actually had plans to do Tekken Cross Street Fighter later on.
They were supposed to be.
They never did it.
Yep.
It got canceled.
Yep.
It sucks too because it's like if they were less up their ass about this game and like made it like what you would expect and then made the Tekken Cross Street Fighter variant, like I feel like that could have been a really cool duo of games. But
or better yet, just have an option to switch between the gameplay styles.
That too.
And just released one game that fans of both franchises could potentially enjoy.
Yep.
I say potentially because they probably still wouldn't like it that much, but
But then we can't charge someone $120. We have to charge them $60.
Yeah. It's so unfortunate. This was during a time when Capcom was on some fucky bullshit. So like this, Resident Evil Revelations is a high point for them this year. We'll keep it going. We will get to more awesome stuff later. The other game,
sort of the asterisk.
Yes, it's sort of the asterisk of the year. Exactly. Thank God Capcom got better. They got better, so we're fine. Also on the 6th of March, though, we had the release of Mass Effect 3 on PS3, 360, and PC. It would be a Wii U launch title later in the year. And this was a pretty big game at the time because Mass Effect was like a huge thing. But Mass Effect fans are not very happy about this game going back. So
they weren't happy about it at the time. This game was notorious for having a shitty, dog shit, terrible ending that everyone hated.
Well, what I mean is like everybody was really excited for the game until they played it.
True,
until they
true,
played
true,
it.
True.
So like,
and for what it's worth, I've heard that the game is actually really good up until the point where the ending happens. But this game was like notoriously like that was this game's reputation. Like it had a really bad ending, and that's just like, oh yeah, that Mass Effect 3, that's the one with the ending that sucks.
And Mass
that's
Effect
exactly
never,
what I'm doing right now.
Mass Effect never really recovered since.
Nope.
Like this ending really ruined the franchise for it.
The only game to come out between then and now
is Andromeda, and people were also not happy about that
for
different reasons.
Reasons, mostly because the entire game was shit and not just the ending.
Yeah. I should buy a Wii U copy of Mass Effect 3 and then
should.
All right. So we, as Nintendo fans, we have to get contractual obligations out of the way. So we have to tell everybody that on March 11th on the Wii, we got Mario Party 9. Okay, we have fulfilled some of our contractual obligation. I hope you guys are fine with us moving on from this.
This is the first piss. This game is piss.
I haven't played it, so thankfully I didn't have to suffer. But
literally, there's no reason to play this game when you can just like... You would get a better experience just from playing Mario Party Superstars and turning on only the Mario Party 9 minigames. Like, this game... What the fuck were they thinking? First of all, this is the largest gap between two Mario Parties in the entire series up to this point. Like, they were releasing them damn near yearly up until Mario Party 8. And then I think they realized that, like, okay, let's pull it back a little bit and like give the series some breathing room before we make another one. So they took 4 years off, and then they put all of the characters in a car, and that's the whole game. Everybody moves in the same car.
I was going to say,
stars. There's like star chunks or whatever the fuck.
I was going to say, just saying that you move around in a car does not do it justice. The fact that everybody is moving at the same time takes part of the Mario Party out of the game. Like, that's not how Mario Party works. Everybody's supposed to move on the board separate and try to race to get to stuff like that. I don't understand.
This game sucks ass. But like,
I'd rather play Amiibo Festival.
Honestly, yeah. The sad thing is that the mini games are pretty like decent, but like I said, just play Mario Party Superstars at that point.
Yeah. Landon, anything else you want to add?
Al asks, Mario Party 9 stream when?
Never.
No.
There you go. Sorry, Al. I tried.
On the 13th, there were quite a few releases. We had Journey on PS3. It was a PSN exclusive at the release. It is one of the most acclaimed indie titles of all time. You have to have it here. This is like... I can't remember all of the stuff I put on here, but is this like the indie game of the year, basically?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, it's like one of them, for sure.
Yeah,
there's a couple that are on this. I feel like, but this is definitely
not. I mean, this
game is fucking Journey.
Yeah,
probably my favorite of them. This is easily in my top 10 games that released this year.
We did a Let's Play.
We did.
Great.
Cloud cried during that.
I'm not gonna lie. I know that Landon likes to keep bringing that up. To be fair, I was more easily moved because I watched this entire Let's Play baked off my ass. But hey, to be fair, it was great. It was great. It was a great experience. Thumbs up. Do I remember much of it? No. But do I remember feeling things when I watched him play this game? Absolutely.
That's because the soundtrack is phenomenal. The story, like, even though you don't have a lot of like words going into it, is great. And I had an online partner that stuck with me the whole time.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
and you can't you like don't really get you don't have like a chat room to like talk to someone. You have like in-game like chimes like the character can do to communicate. You don't like have like a way to like there's no like room to like guarantee that you partner up with someone, but at the end of the game, like when you get to the credits, you see like anyone that you journeyed with. But it just happened during this playthrough. I stuck with one guy because I sat down and just did a single recording, and it was awesome. It's always a great feeling to do a playthrough like that.
Yeah, right? No, it's like a game that truly like does a great job of storytelling with like absolutely zero dialogue throughout the story. Yeah. It's like it's all visual. It's all just like you and this other person that you're journeying with, pun intended. Right. But yeah, no.
I was gonna say we gotta keep it moving. We're almost 40 minutes in. We haven't even gotten through March. Jesus,
we can talk about Journey for another 45 minutes.
Also on the 13th, there's 3 other games. There was Silent Hill Downpour on PS3 and 360, and I have a little note here, more like Silent Hill Downfall. This game sucked. There were some patches later to try to fix it up, but this is not known as a very good game at all. So that's cool.
Pass again.
There was on the PS3, there was Tales of Grace's F, which was the first stateside release of Tales of Grace's at all. So that is very interesting. This one's for Al. Tales of Grace's F on PS3 on the 13th of March. We got as well Yakuza Dead Souls on PS3, which is a Dead Souls. If I meant to say Souls. I don't know why I said Cell. I think I said Cells.
You said Souls.
I said Souls. Okay. I slurred my words a little bit, but it's a spin-off that takes inspiration from House of the Dead. So that's interesting.
I have not played this one, but from what Al tells me, it's one of the worst games, if not the worst game in the series.
Awesome. Good to hear.
He said it's pretty
on the 15th of March, we got on PC RPG Maker VX Ace. Let's go RPG Maker, baby!
Let's go.
It's here because Landon and I both got it, and this is what Landon used to make his game.
Okay, I was going to ask, this is the one that you made Lexine's Quest on.
Hell yeah.
This is the engine for Lexine's Quest, a certain generic RPG.
So, therefore, you could kind of say that Lexine's Quest, a certain generic RPG, came out this year, which
it did not. It came out in 2014.
Literally did not.
That's like saying that any game that was made with Unreal Engine 5 came out the year that Unreal Engine 5 came out. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway,
that doesn't make sense.
There was a bunch of games on the 20th of March. We had Armored Core 5 for PS3 and 360. Here as an Armored Core mention, pass. There was on the PS3 and 360 Ninja Gaiden 3, which was also apparently a bad game, so that's cool.
Pass.
There was also on PS3 and 360 Silent Hill HD Collection, the collection of Silent Hill 2 and 3. That was also bad. We have talked about this game before on a previous podcast. We don't need to go over more of it here, but it was bad.
Listen to our bad remakes and remasters podcast.
Okay, here's one we can stop on for a quick second on PS3 and 360. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City.
Holy shit.
So we went from I don't know. People can have their opinions on Revelations, but it's like somewhere up.
It's somewhere near the top, like higher end.
We're just gonna take a fast elevator ride down to ground floor. I feel like I have played some of this game. It's not a Resident Evil game.
That's awesome.
It is Resident Evil skinned.
That is not the only game that this happens to in its respective series in this episode of the podcast.
In this episode, but it's a team shooter almost, but you're not like going up against another, like it's not a PvP like team shooter like nowadays. It's like you form a squad and you're doing just in operate like Raccoon City. So you're in the story of Resident Evil 2 and 3, and you're like kind of that, but you're like Umbrella soldiers, and so it's like it's weird. I don't care for it.
All right. The day after, on the 21st, there was a game called Sign Mora on 360. It would be released on other platforms later. It is a shoot 'em up made by Grasshopper. Grasshopper was very busy this year, by the way. There are a fuck ton of games from Grasshopper, so just felt like putting them on here because it's interesting. I've been interested in this game, but that said, I've never actually played it, so pass.
Pass.
And on the 23rd, last thing for March, we had Kid Icarus Uprising on 3DS, which is considered a good Kid Icarus game. If you talk to certain people, probably the only good Kid Icarus game. Sakurai made this game, so that's important.
Sakurai did make this game. This was like Sakurai's, this was his baby.
Yeah.
For a while. This was pretty much the game that he worked. This is pretty much the game that he worked on between Brawl and Smash 4.
Yeah.
I love this game. I haven't played it in forever. I'd like to replay it one day. I still have. Actually, it's right here on my fucking desk. It's covered.
You have
in
the
dust,
standee?
I still have the stand.
Oh yeah, the stand that they released with it,
covered in dust.
That is.
But yeah, no, they released this fucking stand because Kid Icarus Uprising, for as good of a game as it is
strenuous.
It's very strenuous and it has very awkward controls. It's shocking how much this helps when playing the game. Like, having a stand to set your 3DS on and playing it on a table is the optimal way to play the game.
Yep.
Fun fact, that stand is what I used to record Resident Evil Revelations.
Yep.
Because I pointed a fucking camera at a 3DS and was like, let's go.
All right.
But it was good camera quality, though. I mean, for being a fucking, a camera pointer LP, it was good quality.
I know. Right. But Kid Icarus Uprising, pretty solid game. I do like the story. The online multiplayer was fun for what it was, which was nonsense.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to April. There's not quite as much as the previous couple months, thankfully. But on the 6th, we had on the Wii Xenoblade Chronicles. Finally, Operation Rainfall was a success. We got Xenoblade.
The hardest smash I will smash of the entire year. This is the game of the year.
It's your go-to.
This is his game of the year. His game of the year.
My game of the year. This I still vividly remember. I pre-ordered this from GameStop because this was a GameStop exclusive. I remember. And I picked it up bright and early in the morning. I went home. I played this game for 11 hours the first day I got it. Basically only stopped to pee and eat dinner, and that was it. I from when I got home at noon to pretty much 1 a.m, I was playing this game.
It was good fucking game.
I love this game so much. That first day is one of the most memorable days of playing a video game for the first time I've ever had. It's truly was an incredible experience.
All right.
Cloud, do you have I know you haven't played much of this game, if you've played any of it.
I haven't.
Yeah. Do you at least have this game on your list of games to eventually play?
It's there on that document somewhere. It's not super high up, so I don't know when I'll get to it, but it's there.
You own this game, right?
I own it twice, and one of those was.
Oh wow!
And you got it for me, and then
that's right.
And then we couldn't locate it, and then so you sent out another one, and then I ended up finding the first one, so now I have 2 copies of it.
Yeah, hell yeah! This is
the Switch version, the definitive edition on the Switch, not the Wii.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, on the 10th,
good game, great game, fantastic OST.
All right. On the 10th on PS3, there was also Skullgirls, another smash from Jack.
Oh, what a
week! What a great week for you.
What the fuck?
It came out on 360 the following day, by the way. But yes,
I love Skullgirls. Even when it launched and it only had 8 characters, I was like, this. I was following Skullgirls for a while because it was in development for a decade. I want to say, obviously, there's not a whole lot of depth to the game. I mean, it's a fantastic fighting game, but there's only when it launched, there were only 8 playable characters, and it would eventually. Well, they've added more since, but once they released the complete edition, they had 5 DLC characters that they added to it, which they did through a Kickstarter campaign.
Very nice art style, very
stretch goals. Fantastic art style, gorgeous to look at. Gameplay is butter smooth. The music is phenomenal. Love all of the characters. it's Skullgirls, man. What a great game.
Landon,
As someone
anything
who has played and lost many matches to Jack, pretty good.
pretty good. On the 13th, there was the release of Fez on 360. There would be a bunch of releases of this game later on, but Fez.
Nice.
I feel like this game's lasting legacy is the creator Phil Fish is just an absolute head case.
That's fine.
That's
R.I.P.
I like, even at the time that was like well known. Like, he's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really want to get into it because I don't remember the finer details.
I was say that's not here nor there about the game itself. So let's
yeah. As for the game itself, I've never played it.
Yeah,
I have played a bit of it, and it's a fun. I think it uses like the whole like world shifting mechanic pretty fun. It's understandable why it got popular. I will say that.
all right.
Yeah.
On the 24th, there was two notable releases. The first one was the first episode of the Walking Dead Telltale games. This one, episode 1, A New Day. It was on PS3 and PC first. It would be released on 360 a few days later, and there'd be a bunch of episodes that would like roll out over time, trickling out. So yeah, this is the starting point for the Walking Dead games. I made sure to put this here because
favorite game this year.
I was gonna say, didn't you guys let's stream this, right?
We did.
We streamed all 4 seasons of this game, and
we let's streamed
it. Was we let's streamed it. It was really fun. I really like these games. As far as the like Telltale like episodic story based games, I think The Walking Dead is pretty fantastic. The stories are I really like the story in the first season. I feel like the first season was when they were like, you know, firing on all cylinders in terms of like characters and storytelling. And shout out Lee,
my man. I feel like after playing through like the whole thing, I think I feel like season 1 is like probably like
I feel slightly biased because the first season is the only one with Lee as the protagonist. But
I like Clementine as a character.
I do too. I like Clementine a lot too, but like, I don't know, something about Lee was just a very interesting character, like with a troubled backstory.
The Walking Dead.
Go watch that. Go watch those VODs. Go watch the Great Ace Attorney VODs.
And then also on the 24th for PS3 and 360, there was Prototype 2, which was the sequel, obviously, to Prototype.
Neat.
I remember when this came out. I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
It's like Infamous. But...
Yeah. It's like Infamous at home. It's like we made Infamous, but we aren't Sony, so here's our Infamous. So.
I want to say I can't remember. Never mind.
Let's move on to May. On the 9th, I added in.
It's gonna be May.
We got the first console release starting with the 360 of Minecraft. It begins.
Minecraft.
I was gonna say I love your note that just says it begins.
It begins. It's going to be on everything, and this is the start of it. Because this is the first time it got let out of the PC ecosystem. So here we go.
I mean, talk about a big indie release, because it was an indie game at the time.
It was at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Before it became the titan of video games that Minecraft is today.
Yeah.
I'm thankful.
This is up there.
I'm thankful for this specific release of Minecraft for the 360 because it spawned the Achievement Hunter Let's Play Minecraft series, which was great for a long time. Until it got less great, but that's the way it goes.
To add, Landon?
I've never played a console release for Minecraft. I only played like the pre. I'm pretty sure it was even like pre version 1, like Minecraft. Like it was an earlier build than what was available on PC at the time. It was like it didn't have creative mode yet. I don't think. Oh, I know. I'm talking about like when I played it on PC.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, it was.
I played it
the initial release of this was still like missing features that the PC version had at the time.
Sure. Yeah. But yeah, it's Minecraft.
All right. On the 15th, there was a bunch of games. The first one I put down was Game of Thrones had a game on PS3, 360, PC. It was mostly supposed to be based on the book, but I mean, the series had already started, so they threw some elements of the show in.
Is this the Telltale Game of Thrones, or is this something else?
I don't think so. No,
there was a 2015, I think, game that came out. There was another game that came out a couple years later. I think that's the one you're thinking about.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, Game of Thrones. I mean,
Pass.
I don't care, but it was a big deal at the time that this game came out, so I put it here.
This was published by Atlas.
I forgot about Atlas did some weird publishing back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anything else about this game, but it had a whopping 52 on Metacritic.
Yeah, it was not considered very good at all.
But I think it's very expensive if you try to buy it. I remember
because it was published by Atlas. Yeah, I don't know what Atlas. Exactly. I don't know what Atlas collectors are on when it comes to collecting, but apparently they're on another fucking plane of existence.
Yeah, it's that Atlas tax.
Yeah.
You pay an extra 25, 30, 60%.
Yeah. There was also Max Payne 3 on PS3 and 360. Came out on PC 2 weeks later. But Max Payne was a kind of a big deal during this era of games. So, I mean, here you go.
It was a big deal during this pass.
Yeah, pass. On PC, there was Diablo 3. Yeah, I forgot that Diablo 3 came out all the way back in 2012.
It did.
Yep. This was a big deal at the time because this was the first last. When did Diablo 2 come out? Like 1999?
It was a long ass time ago.
This is the last good Diablo game too.
Yep.
I've heard excellent things about Diablo 3. So
yeah, I'm not really into this series, but like, yeah, this was a big deal when it came out. I was a year off. Diablo 2 came out in 2000.
Okay. Damn. So you were close. So yeah. You were close.
You were close.
And then I put these two dates together because of how close they are, but on the 15th and 16th, there was the system releases for Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2, PS3 and PC were on the 15th, 360 was on the 16th. Yes, this was the game that said, fuck the Wii, even though the first episode came out on the Wii, not going to do that. Sonic 4 Episode 2, it is the Sonic game of all time.
Why would you do this to me? I bought the WiiWare version. You could make this work on WiiWare, right?
Probably not. Right? They did really up like the production for this game, and unfortunately the WiiWare games have such a small fucking file size. Oh yeah. So.
Unfortunately, unlike the first episode, this one did not start out as a mobile game that was ported to consoles.
No, fact, instead this came out on iOS a couple days later.
Yep, it started out as a console game that was ported to mobile.
Which is what should have happened with the first episode, but yes.
It is, as Cloud said, the Sonic game of all time.
The Sonic game of all time.
If you're playing it multiplayer, I've heard it can be
pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. If you're playing it single player, just play Episode Metal.
On the 20th, on the 3DS, another contractual obligation mentioned. We had Mario Tennis Open.
Smash.
Is this a good Mario Tennis?
No,
it's mediocre at best.
It is very mediocre.
Exactly.
It's not the worst tennis game.
No, not even close.
No, not even like close. It's pretty fun. Like I played quite a bit of it. I unlocked quite a bit. Once again, the 3DS man starved for content.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
All right. And then on the 22nd, there was Dragon's Dogma on PS3 and 360. This is one of the bigger ones.
Okay. First off, Smash. This is a white whale of mine. I have played it I've started it several times. I've
And
never
you just
finished
never.
it.
It's one of those ones you gotta.
It's one of those. I like. It's an open world RPG. It is another. It's a Capcom game.
It
It's
is
actually pretty good.
It's another one of the asterisks for the year for Capcom.
Yeah. And like it is like I get lost in the world. Like they have like a quest line and I go, cool, I'm gonna follow that this time. And then like I get to the big city, because there's like one major city in the game that you use sort of as your spoke and or your hub, and you spoke out from it, right? And like there's just this giant ass forest that's right nearby. You can fight a chimera. There's a griffin that comes down on occasion. There's a couple drakes that you can fight in the area, and all I do, and like some cyclopses, and like I just want to go beat them up. So like I never get far because you can just go fight all those things. It is fun. It is like Monster Hunter-esque. Like they use some of like the Monster Hunter, I think, team like help design this or something. But you can like grab onto like big enemies, like climb them and like stab them in their weak point for extra damage. It's cool. Yeah. One day I'll never finish it.
One day. There's a reason Dragon's Dogma 2 was like so hyped up. It like you had to have that good foundation. Dragon's Dogma was a game that a lot of people really liked.
And when they did the Dark Arisen like expansion, like they added a bunch to it and like really did some work.
Yep.
It's cool.
On the 31st, the end of May, there was Yeast Origin on PC. This was originally released in Japan 6 years ago, but we finally got it. I almost forgot to put this on here because originally I hovered over it and it was like, oh, that was originally from 2006, and then I had to like look into it. We finally got it over here, and then we would get a bunch of other Yeast games.
Yeah. So. Hey, 6 years is pretty good for a Falcom game.
Yeah, no, I mean, not especially in this generation. Back in 2012, yes.
So like, be thankful. I mean,
I was gonna say
I haven't played this yet.
It was 6 years or nothing. I'll take 6 years.
Yes. Yeah, I like it. So like I was about to say, I haven't played this yet, but I know Cloud recently played. No, not Origins.
No, I played Chronicles.
What did you played
the first, the remakes of the first two.
Is this the remake of the third?
No, this is a side story. It's a side game.
Oh,
like this is a game that actually takes place. I think it takes place at the beginning of the timeline.
1,000 years. I have played a little bit of this one,
and this is one that
confusing myself.
I think Adol is not in the game. It's one of the few where he's not.
No, because it's literally 1,000 years before like the first game.
Yeah.
So no, I have played a little bit of this one. And it was my first introduction to like it's not really bump style because that's like the old like turbo graphics, but it's more like the top. How would you like
the top down? It's a top down game, right? Still.
It's like the Chronicles games that you played.
Yeah. So it's like a top down action RPG sort of game.
Yeah. So it was my first foray, and I got confused real easy, and
let's go through June and hopefully July before we get to our break. June, there wasn't a whole lot that came out, but what did come out, there's a few pretty crazy things here. On the 12th,
there are 5 bangers on June.
There's 5 bangers, man.
There's on the 12th for the Vita, we had Gravity Rush. That is a game I am meaning to get to.
Did you know this man listed 2 games the first pass, and I went in, I was like, boom, here's 3 more. Anyway, Gravity Rush, fan-fucking-tastic. Love it to bits. Like, it is... I
forgot this is the month where both Al and Pixel were born, in June.
Al and I are 2 of those bangers. Bam. Gravity Rush, excellent title. 10 out of 10.
I still got to play this one.
A game of this year, that's for sure.
Same date as Gravity Rush on PS3 and 360. We had Lollipop Chainsaw.
probably the weakest game that came out this month, but it's still a pretty good one. I played a little bit of this back in the day. I did not own this, but I had a friend that did, and it's a pretty decently fun hack and slash game. It's very, very over the top and doesn't take itself seriously in the slightest. And it's kind of endearing for that,
as they do with these games.
Yeah,
as they do.
Yeah.
On the 18th,
I'm gonna try the repop version of it when the Switch 2 physical release comes out. So
that's right. I forgot they're doing that.
Yeah, they're limited run. Put up pre-orders for like a physical Switch 2 release.
Cool.
And I've heard mixed things on the repop version, but they did like an update at one point to like fix it. So we'll see.
Yeah. On the 18th on the DS, we had Pokemon Conquest, which is the strategy RPG Nobunaga's Ambition crossover. This is known as like one of the like best Pokemon spin-offs by the 10 people that played it, and I hope to be the 11th.
As one of those 10, I can say, even though it is a dumbed down Nobunaga's Ambition, it is still a pretty solid like strategy RPG.
I wish I could say that I've played this one. Unfortunately, this is the only game out of the 5 that came out this month that I have not touched.
Wow.
On the 26th, there was Spec Ops: The Line on PS3, 360, and PC.
Lennon, I'm glad that you went through the list and you saw that this was missing, because I would have like completely forgot that this came out in 2012.
I
For
know.
some reason, I thought this
Don't
came
worry,
out
I got you.
This game is fucking phenomenal. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, it's a gameplay wise, it's like a pretty standard first person shooter. Like, you know, you're a soldier in the war and you're fighting in the desert, but like the story in this game is crazy. I don't even want to spoil it, because it's like this game you could beat in like an afternoon. It's maybe like a 5 or a 6 hour game, but it has a phenomenal story and is a very, very good what's the word? A very good, like, a different take on what you would normally see from a like war themed first person shooter, and it's the kind of game that makes you think.
Okay,
I'll say that deserves to be here.
Yes,
sure.
Absolutely. I love this game.
And then on the 30th, there was the release of Thomas Was Alone on PC. Now, this did exist as a browser game for a while, but they actually did like a full like actual release. And it's been on other stuff later, but this was like the first like big like actual release for the game.
I didn't play it on PC, but I played this on PS3 because this was like a really relatively inexpensive game. I got all the trophies in it. There's no platinum, but I got all the trophies. It's a fun game. It's a fun like kind of puzzle platformer where you just play as shapes and there's like narration, and I love the story because the narrator does a great job. Yeah, the narrator is like basically voicing like the entire events of the game, and he like gives like personalities and names to like all of these shapes and like how they interact with each other, and it's pretty interesting. It's another one that you could definitely beat in an afternoon, even more so than Spec Ops. But like
stream it.
I should stream it one day. It's been forever since I played it.
Tomorrow's one day.
Tomorrow is one day. I'm playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon tomorrow, though.
Yeah. Let's get through
Don't
July.
Say, like it's a bad thing.
Let's get through July. There's only like a handful of releases. There's like a half dozen.
And we got this.
So
we got this.
And then we'll take our usual break in the middle. On the 3rd, there was a release of Theatrhythm Final Fantasy 3DS. It's a rhythm game with a bunch of Final Fantasy music. It's kind of interesting that this is the like debut for a bunch of Final Fantasy characters on a Nintendo console. But other than that, sure.
Neat, but pass.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
And I don't know if you can answer it, Cloud. They had one of these, but it was for Dragon Quest, right? But it was in Japan only?
I think so.
Why? Stateside that shit, motherfucker.
I think this is one of those things where it's like just at the time they didn't feel like it was worth it, and now like there's no reason to go back and like try to do that.
I know,
but they should do a new one now that it's like getting popular over here. But yeah,
I'd eat that
I mean,
shit up.
Theatrhythm Final Fantasy is pretty cool if like you are absolutely obsessed with Nobuo Uematsu's Final Fantasy music output. But I
I
haven't
mean, the
played it.
music for Final Fantasy is not something I take like issue with, so this is fine.
Yeah. On the 4th, there was the release of Spelunky on 360. It was a remake, and this is the reason why I missed it on my first go around. But because
Yeah, because
originally I thought it was just like a port, so like I didn't bother with it. But no, it is actually a remake on 360.
yeah, it's like how Thomas Was Alone was originally like a browser-based game, like
Yeah.
Spelunky originally released in like 2008 as a browser-based game, and then they did like a full touch-up and
This happened quite a
like
bit back in the day. Now that I'm thinking about it, like
yeah,
they did.
this is the Spelunky
Yes.
and like
This
this was
is
the first
like when
release
people
of it.
talk about Spelunky, like this is the one that people are talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So that's why I was like, we gotta make sure this is on here.
yeah.
I have played a bit of it, and this is another one of those indie games that have like kind of stood like the like make this year what it is. I feel like because this is like one of like the first like roguelikes that we see that
Oh
really like
yeah, yeah. So like
brings
this is probably one of
like
the
the
first
genre
games that like really,
back.
yeah.
Like
Oh
it
yeah.
brings the genre back and like makes it popular and
I mean, there's also
does something with it.
The Binding of Isaac, but which came out before this originally. But the Binding of
Yeah.
Isaac kind of like took some more time to really like build up and get going and like get to more
So
people.
like this is one of those games though like that like kind of clicks like that that rogue
Yeah.
roguelike.
It's
type
also
game.
notorious for being balls hard.
Yep.
This game does not fuck around.
Yeah. On the 10th, there was 2 releases. Both of these were things that Landon wanted me to add. One of these I don't know anything about, and one of these I am aware of. The one that I put first is Rainbow Moon for PS3. Again, I put this here for Landon. I don't know what the fuck this is. I mean, I know what it is from a genre standpoint, but I don't know anything
Okay.
about this
It was
game.
like
I read like a little blurbs, but that doesn't explain how the game works to me.
no, it doesn't. It's an RPG.
Yeah.
And there we go. It's an isometric. Oh God, how do I want to explain this? It's also been a while since I played it.
Can you
But I
explain it
remember-
briefly?
Not really.
Okay.
Just know this: it's an RPG. And it's like like isometric single person adventure.
So it's like a small
really
scale
interesting.
game.
Yeah, except there's a lot of content. You might enjoy it. But I'm not recommending you play it. I'm just saying it's something that might be up your alley to like look into at one point.
Okay.
I'd much rather take time to talk about the other game.
Yeah, the other game, which I was aware of and forgot about and glossed over, on the 3DS, there was Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure. Yes, Sega had their own little game here on the 3DS on the 10th. And,
They were like, Professor Layton, we'll do that, but with rhythm mini games instead.
Yep.
And that's what it is. You get like 20, 25 rhythm mini games, and as opposed to like 100 puzzles. But you move around the world the same way as you do in a Professor Layton game. You just like click on fucking shit everywhere. You're just like, where's the hidden stuff? And then you're a thief that like steals the Emperor's treasure. It's right there in the title.
It's right there in the title. Yeah. Jack, anything to add?
Nope.
All right. And then on the 17th, another game that Landon had me add, Heroes of Ruin for 3DS.
Diablo at home, baby.
Is that really what this is?
Basically.
So it's like a top-down, just dungeon crawling RPG.
Yep, it is Diablo at home 3DS, and I was super excited for it. Once again, starved 3DS man. It's some more.
It definitely hits a niche because like you didn't have these kind of games all that much on 3DS on a portable system. So like if you were looking for that and you had a 3DS specifically, here you go.
I was down for it, and I played it to completion, and I was like, okay, that happened. Moving on.
I am parentheses derogatorily doing this one for Jack. We had on the 18th, you had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD on 360. It came out on PS3 in August.
Go listen to our bad remakes and remasters podcast. That's all I'm gonna say.
Cool. And then at the end of July on the 31st, yeah, there was like pretty much nothing for like the 2 weeks after Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. I guess we all had to just get that out of our system. There was Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance on 3DS. This was the last actual like new Kingdom Hearts game until 6 or
That's
7 years
sad.
later. This was
almost sad.
They decided to make a bunch of fucking collections, and then they put like a sub game within one of the collections. But like, yeah. It was this
2.8 or whatever it was.
Yeah, right. Because there was a fragmentary passage in that collection. But yeah, it's this game, and then nothing. If you don't count like ports and like HD or like remasters, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 in like 2019. So cool.
God, I remember playing the demo for this and going like, "What the fuck?" No,
that was me too. I was like, I'm parkouring. What is going on? I don't understand this. And then I didn't play it. I'm gonna play it one day on the collection
because I was the starved 3DS man, and I was like, "All right, let's give the demo a shot." And I was like, "Yeah, no, this is still Kingdom Hearts."
Yeah, this is still Kingdom Hearts. So let's take a quick break. Jack, you like to do the honors for this, so go ahead and do that. I believe we still have the same.
Yeah, I don't think it's changed.
As always. Yep, same as always. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jack. Welcome to the GamingStooges podcast. You're listening to episode 76. 76. I was going to say 76 or 77. We have a Patreon. You can join our Patreon at either the $3 or $5 tiers, the silver or gold stooge tiers. At $3 a month, you get access to a plethora of unique videos that are exclusive to our Patreon, as well as the voting power on future content, including podcast topics and future stream titles. In addition to that, if you are a gold stooge member, then you get everything from the silver stooge tier, in addition, as well as a personal shout out from me, because I'm the guy that does this. So shout out to Al and Pixel, who are both in the chat right now. Thank you for being gold stooge members. As far as streams we currently have going, I am in the middle of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. I just got to the part of the game where Gengar just outs you as a human and you're forced to become fugitives with your partner, which is great. Cloud just recently started Final Fantasy VII last week. How's that been going?
I mean, I've been enjoying it. I love Final Fantasy VII. I'm glad that Landon's not here so I can actually like praise it and talk about it a little bit. Final Fantasy VII, one of my favorite games of all time, and it's not often I actually get to do a stream for one of my favorite games of all time. And revisiting it still holds up with a few caveats. I am playing it through the Switch, so it does have like the menus don't have like as smooth of a frame rate as they could, since the original had like a smoother frame rate for the menuing. But other than that, and the fact that the graphics are clash a little bit because like they up-res the models, but the pre-rendered backgrounds are kind of blurry and stretched. That takes getting used to, but other than that, like it's still Final Fantasy VII. The dialogue's great, the battles are great. The character interactions, the music and everything is awesome. I'm looking forward to streaming more of that, and honestly, we're like flying through it. Like we're already almost out of Midgar, so it's going to be pretty cool. We'll see how far we get next week.
And Landon is still playing Dragon Quest V and the Heavenly Bride.
Yes.
And that is going well for him, I assume.
I believe so. I think I remember hearing him say he's like pretty deep into the game. Still has a little bit of a ways to go, but yeah, he's getting pretty far into that. If only he was here to elaborate more on the game. I guess we're just
If
gonna have.
only.
I guess we're just gonna have to move on without him. Was there anything else that you needed to get mentioned as far as like housekeeping goes? Like,
Join our Discord. It's the only thing I think I didn't say. We have a Discord, and so the link is in the description of all of our streams and all of our podcasts.
you mentioned what we're doing on Patreon.
Yep.
I got to put the other thing that we did for Patreon this month because we got 2 things for Patreon.
2.
We'll be getting the second thing up for Patreon probably later this week, so that'll be cool. Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into August. Landon's here just in time. In August, we had 2 games come out on the 7th. August was very much just like February, where we got a bunch of dates where there's multiple games coming out at the same time. So on the 7th, there was Persona 4 Arena on PS3 and 360. We got a Persona 4 fighting game. I still haven't played this. They did get a sequel in Ultimax, but Persona 4 Arena. Have
Jack,
you played the
your
original
thoughts?
Persona 4 Arena?
Yeah, I love this game. I bought it on launch day. In fact, I distinctly remember getting pissed off that what was it? The Last Story was originally supposed to come out in August of 2012, and then it got pushed to.
It came out in August.
Did it still come out in August?
It's literally on the document. It is next
right. Yeah.
week.
No. It helps if I read. It got pushed back like a week. It was supposed to come out on the 7th, but it ended up coming out on the 14th. And me, in a fit of fuck this, I want to buy a new game today, I ended up buying Persona 4 Arena instead. And I would get to The Last Story later, but I didn't buy it immediately.
You were like, August 7th was supposed to be the Last Story day.
It was. And I was pissed.
You were like, I need a new video game.
Literally, though. I was like, well, I mean, I got money to spend. I'm gonna buy Persona 4 Arena, I guess. And it's great. It's an Arc System Works fighting game. It's as good as everything they had put up to at that point. I played this a shit ton. I used to play like online a lot in this game back in the day, which I don't do a lot for fighting games. So yeah, has a cool story mode too. Surprisingly in-depth story.
All right,
for what
this
it is.
This
was a year for fighting games.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
You had Highs, and then you also had Soul Calibur 5.
And then you also had Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Yeah, so.
Also on the 7th, this one's for Landon. We had Sound Shapes on PS3 and Vita. That's you.
Fucking smash. It's a music platform. It's not a rhythm platformer. It's not like a rhythm game, kind of. But it's like a platformer, and like it's really music based. And it's a lot of fun. You can create your own levels. There's a lot of really good like pre-made levels. Some really hard challenges if you like really want to go to the extreme, but like it's a cool little package. And this was like sort of like part of Sony's like big indie push while like Microsoft was doing their shit with like Minecraft and Spelunky. This was one of like Sony's like big indie pushes this year, and a lot of fun. Cross compatibility was like really cool. I didn't utilize it till later. I primarily played it on the PS3 until I got a Vita a couple years down the road, when the Slim came out. But it's a cool game to be able to like bounce between multiple consoles. So,
all right,
good.
14th of August, 3 games. First one, the one that Jack accidentally forgot, came out is still in August. We got The Last Story on the Wii, another Operation Rainfall title.
Smash.
What a game to... Oh, why is there more that released on the Wii? This should be it. Oh, well.
It's not even the last Operation Rainfall.
I know.
But we don't talk about the third one.
I was going to say the last one's kind of the lesser of the 3, so we don't, and it didn't come out this year, so we don't have to worry about it.
Don't worry, Cloud. It's not kind of the lesser of the 3. It is. It very much is.
Okay, anyway,
The Last Story, though, think basically Final Fantasy, but without that in the title, so Landon likes it.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty much.
This game needs to get re-released.
It really
wish
does.
It would.
I'm fucking
never
shocked
will.
that they haven't yet.
It never will. And
I am scared to look at prices on eBay for the Wii copy.
I'll go look.
I own it. I still have my fucking like limited edition box set.
All right. So yeah, last story for the Wii. Another really crazy, like, big game that people wanted that hadn't come overseas yet. It finally made it over. Thumbs up. It's one of the last really good games for the Wii, so that's cool. On the 14th as well, there was Darksiders 2 on PS3, 360, and PC. Notable game, but I don't care. I could not care less. Pass.
I remember, yeah, people generally, I think, enjoyed this game when it came out, but I don't really
generally
care.
well liked, but yeah, I just put it here because it's notable.
It's it's was better received than
than the third game here. We
True.
had
No, I'm talking about Darksiders 3.
Darksiders 3. I forgot that they did a Darksiders 3.
Exactly.
Yes, they did.
It's probably best that I don't know that there was a Darksiders 3.
Because here's the thing. They did, like, the first one, the first Darksiders was like Zelda. And then this one was like God of War-ish. And then the third one, they're like, it's like a Soulsborne.
So they like slowly changed like the overall gameplay of to be like a little bit more of each series. That's a little weird.
And so that's why, like, this one is better because it's a, like, pretty decent, like, God of War-esque, I think, if I'm remembering right. But yeah, I remember Darksiders 2 being solid, and I remember this next entry also being pretty solid.
On PS3, 360, PC, same systems as Darksiders 2, there was Sleeping Dogs.
I always get Sleeping Dogs and Watch Dogs confused.
I know nothing about this game. It sounds familiar.
This one is the good one of those two.
Yeah.
Both being GTA clones, this one is considered the stronger of the two. It is like you play as I want to say it's you play as a detective in China trying to take down like the Chinese mafia in that game. So,
all right.
Yay.
On the 19th, there was a hardware release and a game that came out on the same hardware. We had the Nintendo 3DS XL came out in North America. And I put this here notable because, like, I feel like out of all of the revisions for the 3DS, like, because of the release of the 3DS XL, and then when the 2DS came out, and then when like the next batch of 3DSs came out, like, this is the 3DS that I know like a lot of people around me had. Like, this was pretty big. Nintendo 3DS XL. It's a 3DS with bigger screens, and yeah, pretty cool.
It's my third least favorite console of the 3DS family.
Of the 3DS family. Third least favorite?
Yes.
Anyway.
Which ones? What are the two below it?
Also on the 19th.
The original 2DS and the new 3DS XL.
Yeah. Fair. Okay.
Also on the 19th, there was the release of New Super Mario Brothers 2. It is
starve 3DS man, starve some more.
This is the Mario game of all time. Let me tell you, it's fine, but like, it's so weird that they would make a game that's based entirely around getting coins and then not make Wario the main antagonist of this game when they literally had him right there. Or, I mean, he could have been the antagonist, though. Like, you could have been fighting against Wario for the coins. But instead, no, they just brought back the Koopalings again.
The one reason why I was like, I had a sliver of excitement for this game before it came out was because I thought, oh, well, it's, it's they're gonna give you a shitload of coins, so I guess maybe they're gonna make the game harder to offset that, to offset
No.
like how many hundreds of lives you're gonna get. No,
No.
the answer is no. It's
In
like,
fact, this is like the most piss baby easy Mario game I think I've ever played. I remember, like, it's usually in a Mario game, like it's generally a pretty breezy time until you get to later stages, and then you might have a little bit of trouble. I remember getting through this game all the way with like no problems. Got to the very last level. The very last level was hard, like the Bowser Castle, and that was the only thing I remember about this game whatsoever, because the last level was that much harder than the rest of the game. Everything else was just such a blur. It is Mario. It is Mario.
it is Mario.
I'd still rather play this than the first one. Controversial opinion.
But
I would not. I would disagree with that.
On the 21st of August, there was CSGO, Counter-Strike Global Offensive,
Woo!
PS3, 360, PC. That was one of the biggest games ever for some people. I don't care. But
the game formerly known as Counter-Strike Go.
Yes.
Because it's now called Counter-Strike 2.
Yeah, now it's just called Counter-Strike 2. But it used to be called CSGO.
I do have a decent chunk of time put into this game because my friends were really into CSGO for a while, and I was like, yeah, I'll play with you. And like, I'm terrible at this game. Like this, it's so much different than any other multiplayer shooter because it's very like, it's so precise. Like you need to have like such good aim to keep up with everyone else. And it's a lot more like strategy based than you would think. It's very much not just like run in and shoot a guy and you win. No, it's like, when you die, you're dead until the next round starts up. So I don't know. It's fun. I wouldn't really ever play it by myself, but I do have 72 hours of playtime on Steam. So
yeah,
I've played a decent chunk of it.
Landon, anything to add?
Pass.
All right. Remember back when I mentioned that there was like multiple collections of PS2 games on the PS3?
No way.
On the 28th, we had 3 games, and 2 of those were collections. First, we got Ratchet and Clank Collection on PS3, which is really cool. It is the first 3 Ratchet games, but I don't understand why they didn't put Deadlocked as well. Oh well.
True, but still Smash.
Still, yeah. I mean, I have heard that and I have seen that there is a little bit of weird graphical wonkiness with Ratchet in specifically Going Commando. A little less so in Up Your Arsenal, but other than that, it's still Ratchet and Clank on the PS3, and it's the first 3 games, and they are classics. So, yeah.
Classics.
When I say graphical wonkiness, I mean like his helmet like doesn't sit tightly on his head like he does in the originals. For some reason, it's like kind of floating over his head. It's a little weird. But anyway, classic. Yeah. Also, we had God of War Saga, which is a lot of God of War games. Like they didn't just go with just God of War 1 and 2 and even just God of War 1, 2, and 3. Like they also put like, I think it's like 2 of the PSP games or something. Like Ghost of Sparta, Chains of Olympus. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of God of War. If you want like a bunch of God of War all at once on PS3, it's all here.
Why would Sony do this? Why would they sell 8 games between 3 discs and 1 download voucher? Actually, 4 discs and 1 download voucher.
Yeah, they did have to do that. That was really weird.
Well, it's God of War is 2 discs. It's 1 and 2 on one.
Yeah, because
on another.
And then they made the PSP games as downloads.
Yeah, and then Ratchet and Clank, I'm pretty sure, is a 2-disc collection.
Yeah,
if I remember right.
I don't understand why they would do that the way they did it for God of War specifically, because like they could have just packaged the PSP games in with one of the other 2 discs. I don't know. Oh well. God of War though, cool collection though. That said, I have only played a little bit of the first game and nothing else. Pass.
It's a good collection.
Nice.
All right. And the last game that came out in August on the 28th that is worth noting is Guild Wars 2 on PC. Supposedly, it released 5 days earlier on Steam specifically, and then had like a wider PC release on the 28th. But again, allegedly. So I'm just going to go with the 28th release. Guild Wars 2 is pretty well known as like a PC game. That said, I don't care. Pass.
Pass.
Let's go to
Jack's game of the
September.
year, though.
September, we had on the 7th, there was Mark of the Ninja on 360. Came out on other platforms later in the year. But, if I'm correct, wasn't this... I don't know why I didn't put this on my... Yeah, this was published by Microsoft Studios. So that's interesting.
Pass.
Yeah. That's mainly the reason why I put this on here. There was like nothing
I
special
remember it
beside that.
being
Like,
fairly
okay.
popular.
Yeah.
So
It was all right.
there's that.
On the September 11th, we had Tekken Tag Tournament 2 on PS3, 360, and PC. Came out on Wii U as a launch title later in the year. We'll get to that. But it's more Tekken Tag Tournament. I don't remember.
It's Tekken.
I don't remember if Tekken Tag Tournament 2 was like awesome. I remember Tekken Tag Tournament 1 being a thing, but sure. Pass.
Yeah. I'll pass. It's
on
Tekken.
the 14th, there was on PC the release of FTL Faster Than Light.
Another roguelike, though this one, as opposed to being like a dungeon crawler, this one is like a sort of tabletop-ish. Because you're like doing ships going through like different quadrants. I played a little bit of this game. It's cool. I more so care that this is the same dev team that worked on Into the Breach, and I love that game. So shout out to Into the Breach instead.
On the 16th, I actually did not realize that it came out this late into the Wii's life. We had
what the fuck you doing here?
We had Kirby's Dream Collection Special Edition. Very cool collection. I did not realize it took them till 2012 to do it.
Nintendo was like, we need money.
They were like, we need a Wii release for the holiday period. Fuck it. Throw a bunch of Kirby games together on a disc and call it a day.
Put those virtual console games on a disc, please and thank you.
Yep. I mean, honestly, from what I've heard, people have compared this favorably against the Super Mario All-Stars Wii collection, so that's the thing.
Which is funny. For anniversary collections, this is one of them. Slightly better than another one.
Yep. Anything to add, Jack? It's Kirby.
It is Kirby. I never owned this one, so I don't really have anything specific to say about it. I mean, it seems like I've heard it's a nice little collection, but I mean, I like Kirby.
On the 18th, we had the release of Borderlands 2 on PS3, 360, and PC. And this one gets a big ol' smash from me. I fucking love this game.
This is a certain brand of autism that ran through the group.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm here for it. I fucking love Borderlands 2.
That LP was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
That LP was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Talk about a not good looking.
This is a game that I played for the first time around when it came out. Didn't really get that much out of it playing it single player. Replaying it with you guys like revitalized my interest in this game because it's actually a very, very fun, like cooperative like online multiplayer shooter.
Yeah. I would argue
RPG.
This is a game you could play by yourself and still have a great time. Like I had a friend who like played through it pretty much completely solo and he had an awesome time with it. But this game definitely shines when you play multiplayer because of the fact that you play as different characters, just like in Borderlands 1. And if you pick different and you pick the different characters and you like cover your bases with those characters, like it's so fun to just have those people, like your friends, have different roles in your party.
Yeah, it's way more fun multiplayer than it is playing it by yourself. Like I don't think this game has no value as a single player game. I think it is like decently fun, but like it's best played with friends.
Yeah.
I just remember when we were going up against the I forget the name of the boss, but there was
The super boss at the end of the game.
Yeah, one of the super bosses. 3 of us were running back to the boss arena, and one person was like dying, literally like on the dying thing, and I was dropping in, and I was the medic, and I just like psylocked the person from like halfway across the map and
from Pride
saved
Rock.
the run.
That was so fucking cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That episode does not hold up. Please don't watch that.
Do not. We usually like to shill for our old content. Do not.
It's because we named The Rock Bill Cosby. This was before we knew.
Well, not only did we make a lot of like tasteless jokes, but also just like the visual quality for a lot of our recordings for this game is bad.
So, it's terrible.
Yeah. So
also, our audio was so bad.
Yeah.
It was.
But great game though. Love that game.
Yeah.
On the 25th, we had 2 games and hardware that came out. There was Dead or Alive 5 on PS3 and 360.
What a fighting game.
It's DOA. It's another fucking fighting game, but this one has a lot of fan service. So if you like that, cool.
So does fucking the other games.
Okay, but
so does Skullgirls. You can get fan service in Skullgirls.
But Dead or Alive, come on.
This is Dead or Alive fan
It's fucking Dead or Alive. Like it's the king of fighting games with fan service.
It's the king of boob jiggle physics where each boob has a mind of its own.
Yeah.
And they just kind of like...
We love it.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
On the Vita, you had Little Big Planet PS Vita. That is the name of the game.
Whoa.
Neat.
Pass.
I feel like this would have been much more cool if it came out at the launch of the Vita instead of waiting till the end of the year to come out. But I guess Sony wanted a holiday game for the Vita. So there you
go. It's this or Sky. Nope, it wasn't even released on that. I don't know. I don't know what the holiday release would have been otherwise. So yeah, here we are.
Considering I have nothing that is just on... Oh wait, there is something later. We'll get to it. But yeah. And then there was the release of the PS3 Super Slim hardware variant, aka the worst one, in my opinion.
The broken top.
The one that you have to that like it uses the top and it's weird and it's
it's very cheap.
I mean, at least it doesn't yellow light of death, but whatever.
There we go.
True.
At the end of September, on the 27th, there was the release on the 3DS, The Dempamen. They came by wave. This is another one for Landon.
The 3DS man finally eats.
Yep.
He starved for months. Almost died even. But now he's back with his Mystery Dungeon-esque random AR fucking gyro control.
This really is...
Man guy.
This really is a game that could only exist on the 3DS at the time.
And I mean, they have a version that's on the Switch. This can only live on the 3DS.
Yeah. Like this is such a 3DS hardware specific kind of title. And for what it's worth, it might not be the biggest game, but I have heard pretty good things about this one.
It's a lot of fun. I love the Dempamen. They came by wave. It's kooky as shit. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a good mystery dungeon like game. So there you go.
October and November, the 2 biggest months of the year. Let's get through them.
Let's do it.
The first game on the 2nd on PS3 and 360.
Go.
Remember what we were talking about with Capcom? They released Resident Evil 6.
Hell yeah, baby. You know what? I've been thinking about this a lot. I have feelings about this game. I have mostly positive feelings because Justin and I did a whole Let's Play right when this game came out. And, you know, that's early GamingStooges like thought. The story is crap for the most part, but like so is Resident Evil 5 story. That's like crap.
Let me ask a quick question.
It's just,
would you say
Sure.
that considering the reception to this game versus other Resident Evil games, the hate is overblown for this game?
Personally, a little bit, but also I understand because like it's not a Resident Evil game. It's
It kind of
like
was just given the Resident Evil title.
it kind of feels like that because like if you take out like if you make Leon like a generic like action adventure
Just
guy,
any guy.
yeah, then and like you do the same for like Chris and like you just take out all the like the Resident Evil stuff, you can still make it like a zombie shooter and it's fun, but like the story is way over the top. It's just like it goes into the Resident Evil like campiness to like 13 as far as like on the dial of 1 to 10 because you know Resident Evil is kind of campy. It is. That's we're we can't you can't argue with me on that. It is campy. You fight a giant snake and a plant monster in the original one where the guy goes, "You were almost a Jill sandwich."
Yeah.
We can't argue that. This one, like the controls are like super like actiony, so I can understand like people not liking that. There's not a ton of the puzzle aspect of it, but fuck all that. Mercenaries mode in this fucking game fucking slaps. That saves this fucking shit. I love that. You can't take that away from me. Resident Evil 6 game of the year, baby. Let's go. Calling my shot.
All right. Well, you're calling Resident Evil 6 right here, but this next
Right
title is definitely, I would say, my game of the year. We got
Nope.
on the 7th on
Resident
the
Evil
DS.
6.
We got Pokemon Black 2 and White 2.
Yeah.
We have talked about this
Yeah.
on our Gen 5 podcast, and we talk about Pokemon on our separate podcast specifically, so we don't have to talk that much about them anywhere else. So
Pokemon Black 2, I still have this on my desk from the Gen 5 podcast. Let's go.
I love this game. Great game.
Pull
One
out
of-
Galaxy 2 for us.
One of the best Pokemon games in my opinion. Cool.
Thank you.
Smash.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Good
game
game.
rules, obviously. Black 2, go listen to our Gen 5 podcast.
Yeah.
Great fucking games. Objectively some of the best games in the series.
Yeah.
Game of the year.
Good
yeah.
content, good sense of adventure, good Pokemon roster. Yeah, good stuff. On the 9th, we got a bunch of shit. There was, and I'm shit really is descriptive of this first one. We got Dragon Ball Z for Connect, released on 360,
Woo!
obviously.
Game of the year. The game where you fight in first person and you just punch.
It's so weird that they would release this game and then be like, you could play as a bunch of characters. Why is that? Why is there a point to this? It's in first person.
God.
Sure.
That's awesome.
Dragon Ball Z for Connect for 360 on the 9th, whatever. Also released for PS3, 360, and PC, we had Dishonored. This was a pretty notable title. It was one of the highest rated games on Metacritic and like other user like averages and stuff like that for the year. So like, I didn't play this game, but like it is a really well regarded game for this year. So Dishonored.
I did play this game and I thought it was a little overhyped. Honestly, I thought it was. It's good. I didn't dislike it by any means, but like I beat it. I did play through the whole game. I bought this and Borderlands 2 like around the same time, and I played Borderlands 2 a lot more, despite not finishing it when I played single player. But no, Dishonored, it's like a pretty quick game. It's like a pretty decent like stealth first person action game. It's good. It's not my favorite. It's good.
Landon, anything to add on Dishonored?
Pass.
Cool, because this next game is one for you. On the 3DS, we had Coda Princess. Once again, landed the 3DS guy of 2012 of all time.
I've played a number of 3DS games, and this was one of them. I didn't even have to prompt this one to be added.
No, I remembered this one.
This one is a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Whereas you play as like the cast is pretty weird. But it's a pretty fun game. Like, I enjoy it a lot.
And the
really all I can
final
say.
release on the 9th, we had XCOM Enemy Unknown for PS3, 360, and PC. And this was
Smash. This
this
is
was
definitely a Justin game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard great things about this game. I just am not one of the people that will be talking about this game.
I have played like in this version of this game too. He and I actually like, because you can play against another person like online. So like he like trounced me with his like team. And it was funny. If you like strategy like games, this is classic.
On the 16th, way back when Landon was making comments about Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, and how it felt like it was a game that they put Resident Evil into. They kind of did the same thing here, but with a different genre and a different series. On the Vita, you had Silent Hill Book of Memories. It is a dungeon crawler spinoff where you play as a player-created character. It is also, from what I have read and seen, very whatever.
It seems like it, just from
Silent Hill had a really bad year in 2012, dude. They had 3 releases and none of them are very good. That's awesome.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Oh well. Anyway.
Talking about piss.
We had on the 21st released on pretty much everything besides Vita or PC. You had Skylanders Giants. It was on 3DS, PS3, Wii, 360. It would come out later on Wii U when that launched. And this is the first Skylanders game that like dropped the Spyro affiliation. So this was just called Skylanders. And I remember seeing this game everywhere, but I also don't remember how successful it actually was. I just remember it being in stores and just seeing it all the time, and I was very much sick of it.
This one was still like pretty successful as far as like sales go. People were still in that Toys to Life like craze.
Yeah.
So like that's why I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Skylanders, Giants. I mean, they went big mode.
They went big mode. They were big.
They went big mode.
Even the toys that you put on them, they were big.
No, they went big mode. Yeah. So there you go.
We had a few releases on the 23rd, a couple days later. The first one, we had Forza Horizon on 360. First Forza Horizon game. This is one of the Forza series was already pretty well known, but I feel like the Horizon series really were like a bunch of people like really like gravitate to. And this is the first game of that series.
And this is the 360 game of the year.
Yeah.
Like yeah. Probably.
Unfortunately, the 360 did not have the greatest year in 2012, as you can kind of see. Like, at least, like, as far as exclusives, like, a lot of, like, I mean, you had Spelunky. That's a big one for the 360. You had Minecraft.
You had like a couple indie titles that released.
But as far as like big higher tier like production games, like there wasn't really a lot. This is pretty much the only one. There is another game later, but honestly, a lot of people don't care for that one. So yeah.
Besides the collections, what has Sony really had this year?
I mean the Vita, but
yeah, but we're talking PS3.
They have Hyperdimension Neptunia Mark II.
Okay, like I said,
which means they had pretty much nothing.
Yeah. So Sony's kind of in.
Yeah, this was like that wind down year, as we can see, but we'll keep going. We got more to talk about. On
Twisted Metal, I guess.
On the 3DS and Vita, yeah, that was probably like the one that they were trying to like bank on. Honestly, there was Zero Escape: Virtue's Last Reward.
Yo, smash!
Jack's other game of the century.
I distinctly remember how I made, or like the order of my favorite games of 2012. This was number 2 after Xenoblade when I made that list on GameSpot back in the day. Virtue's Last Reward. I love this game. This is my favorite Zero Escape game. It went pretty downhill after this one, but this one was really good. I like Virtue's Last Reward a lot. The story is a mindfuck in so many different ways. There are go back and watch the VODs for this one because we had a really fun time streaming this entire series. I love this game. This game like just has a really fucking dark and like bleak atmosphere, which is like exactly what it's going for, and it has a very like interesting cast of characters, and it like the way you uncover all of the different secrets and puzzles that the game has to offer is very cool. Shout out to the 2 rooms in the I forget which rooms they are, but there are 2 rooms in the 3DS version where if you like the puzzle rooms, if you save your game in them, it will brick the entire save file and you have to start from the beginning.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
I remember reading about that online and was very careful not to save my game in those rooms.
All right.
Outside of that, though, great games. Great game.
Anything to add, Landon?
Smash.
Al mentioned that. I didn't realize that they had the same artist.
The same main artist.
Hell yeah.
Yep. That's
cool.
And then
the final game on the 23rd was Hotline Miami. This was its PC release. Ooh. It would be released later elsewhere. This is like one of the most like
Smash.
Like it might not be like the most successful game ever, but it's a huge game. Like it's a big deal.
It's big. It's
people still fucking talk about Hotline Miami.
Oh yeah.
Like this game's impact was huge.
It is.
I might have missed a few games when I went through this list, but when I saw Hotline Miami, I was like, this is a game. This is a special game.
Not like it. This game, extremely fun, balls hard, violent as fuck, has a great pixel art style with like the top down, like kind of like almost original Grand Theft Auto kind of style. And the music. Oh my fucking god, the music. The full version of the title screen theme for this game is like 11 minutes long and it's crazy. What a great fucking game. I played this as recently as like oh god, it was probably like 5 years ago now that I think about it, when I got the Switch physical copy of the Hotline Miami collection. But I love this game. Hotline Miami rules.
Jack should stream this game.
I should. I'm really bad at it though.
Yeah, this got that. It's vibrant, it's violent, and it got that bling, baby.
Yeah.
Smash.
Yeah. On the 25th, there was the release of Liberation Maiden on 3DS. It's another game from Grasshopper. It and like a couple other games were actually originally released in Japan as like a big compilation called Guild 01. But we did not get that package all together. They just kind of put the games out separately over time on the 3DS eShop, which was kind of weird. But this is the first one of those games, Liberation Maiden. There is one other game that came out this year from that package that we'll talk about when it gets there. Well, no, there was 2 games, but only one of them came out this year. Oh, wait, no, they did both come out this year.
There was 4 games in the package. 3 came out this year.
That's what I was thinking. Honestly, it's because one of them is not nearly as notable as the other 2, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah, I played Liberation Maiden. It's the only one of the whole collection that I ended up playing, and I thought it was pretty good.
I have not played it.
I didn't get very far in it, but yeah, it's fine. 28th of October, we had Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask on 3DS.
Smash. This was the first Layton game that I was like, I don't want to say less interested in, because I didn't beat it originally when I first got it. I did beat it later on, but like this was the first Layton game that I didn't like start up and beat within like 2 weeks. It's good, but it's like it's another Professor Layton game.
Landon, anything now?
Have you played this one, Landon?
I have not. I still need to play the last Spectre.
By this time, he was not starved on 3DS anymore.
No. Well, I also wasn't playing the Professor Layton games.
Yeah.
True.
No, I know. I know. I was making a joke
4 years ago.
Because you played
the
original 3 games, right?
Yeah. So
like Curious Village, Diabolical Box, and Unwanted Future. And then it's
so
the
Last
prequel
Spectre's the
trilogy,
next
which is
one.
Last Spectre, Miracle Mask, and Azran Legacy.
Correct.
Anyway.
Anyway, haven't played it yet. Smash.
And the last game for October on the 30th was Assassin's Creed 3 on PS3 360.
Oof.
This is where there is a little blip with Assassin's Creed 4, but this is the first game where it's like, there it goes.
The legacy of Assassin's Creed 3 in my mind is back in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the abridged series, they would always make a joke about when like Jaden does something acrobatic, he would say, "It's a good thing I played all that Assassin's Creed." And then there was like another time where he's like, "It's a good thing I played all that Assassin's Creed 3." And he lands and he's like, "That wasn't as good."
That's fun. Let's move on to November. November is the last big month because December is usually quiet. So we got a lot to go through in November, and then we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. But before we see the light at the end of the tunnel, Halo 4 on the 6th of November.
Never mind. We got there.
That was
the
a dark
360
time.
game of the year. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, I mean, objectively, this was supposed to be the big 360 game, but this is where Halo starts to kind of go off a cliff.
So, depending on who you ask, Forza Horizon, game of the year, baby, for the 360, baby.
Also, though, on the PS3 and 360, we had Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD Collection. For some reason, only 1 and 3, not 2.
Why are you missing 2?
I don't know.
Yeah, this was questionable. I don't know why they did it like that.
But, I mean,
anyway.
This is a better collection of 2 games than Silent Hill HD Collection released in the same year, so.
He's got you there.
Yeah. Fair enough.
On the 6th as well, on PS3, we had Little Big Planet Karting.
The big PS3 game of 2012.
This was their big holiday game.
This was what they were probably trying to go for, and
it's not actually.
No,
we'll get
it's
to
not.
that
Yeah,
later.
no. There's another one, and it also. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. On the 11th, we had on the 3DS the release of Paper Mario Sticker Star, and my only note for this is, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't even...
Let's put it this way. There are defenders for multiple other Mario RPGs that are not usually regarded as like really good ones. Like there are defenders for Color Splash, there are defenders for some other games. I have never met a defender of Sticker Star in my life.
The one
but only to piss off Jack.
But only to piss off Jack.
The one absolute positive that I can say about this game is that the soundtrack is actually very good, but that's like saying Sonic 06 has a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like it's this game. Al demands the Sticker Star stream by me.
He wants it. He deserves it. He pays for it. Give it to him.
One day.
Tomorrow is one day. Give it to him.
Landon, anything to add about Sticker Star?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
On the next day after, there was the iOS original release of Candy Crush Saga came out on Android the following month. It's your mom's favorite game, guys.
Oh
wow.
No.
Candy Crush Saga.
Actually, that'd be farming.
There are still
Farmville or whatever.
I mean, yeah, Farmville's big too, but like Candy Crush Saga is something that like old moms still play. I played a little bit of it. It's fine for like a cute puzzle game on your phone, but like, yeah, I had to put this here because of that, but sure. On the 13th, this is a double feature. I decided to put these two together. There was Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on PS3, 360, PC, and Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified for Vita. Now, Black Ops 2 is kind of like one of the games where not as many people are super high on it, but I have heard some people like it mostly for the zombies. This is probably like the last one that I've heard enough people are like, yeah, this is good.
This is, I would say, the last Call of Duty game that anyone like really cared about. Like Black Ops 2 was the last one where I think like general reception on the game was like almost entirely positive. Like people did like this game when it came out. Like obviously it wasn't like as big as like the first Black Ops or
and it wasn't
Modern
as
Warfare
big as
2,
Modern Warfare 2, right?
But this came out the year after Modern Warfare 3, and compared to that, people loved this game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I remember when I was
Ghost came out the year after, and that was definitely like
boop. That's when it goes downhill. Like Black Ops 2 is like probably like the last like pretty damn good Call of Duty game. Like I had friends, I had coworkers when I worked at McDonald's who they talked a lot about Black Ops 2. Like they loved playing Black Ops 2, and nobody was talking about Call of Duty Ghosts when I worked there. Like nobody. So that says something. Anything to add about that? And then Black Ops Declassified was probably like the big holiday Vita game, I guess.
I'll be right back.
But I mean, I've heard that there are people that like this game, but it is Call of Duty on a mobile, on like a handheld gaming device. So take that for what you will. It's probably as good as you're going to get under those restrictions.
Yeah, pass.
As well, on the 13th, there was the release of Scribblenauts Unlimited on 3DS. It came out on Wii U and PC the following week. I'm not sure why they didn't just wait to release this all at once, but hey, if you were on 3DS, you got it a week early. Cool.
Yeah, I also think it's funny that the Wii U release came out a day before the PC release. Why couldn't they do it all at once? Anyway, I didn't play the 3DS version, so the 3DS man starves even more. I played it on the Wii U, though.
Yeah.
I'll just talk about the Wii U when we talk about that.
Yeah.
Which is...
right now, actually.
Oh, look at that.
The 18th was the hardware release of the Wii U. We talked about the launch lineup back on our console launches podcast, but some notable launch titles. You got Epic Mickey, The Power of Two, which also came out on PS3, 360, and Wii. There's Mighty Switch Force Hyperdrive Edition. You had New Super Mario Bros. U. There was Nintendo Land. There was Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. This was the initial North American release. The releases for different territories was kind of weird, but this was the first one for NA, and then it would come out on other platforms later. And of course, there was Zombie U, which is take it or leave it. There's other titles, but those are like the ones that I felt like really mentioning. The Wii U. Jack's not here to talk about it, apparently. But
good.
I'll
defend it.
You can say what you will about the Wii U after the launch period. That there's a lot that could be said about that. But we're talking about the launch period. It's a pretty good launch if you knew that this was a new console.
Yeah, if you thought this was a console and not just a controller add-on for the existing Wii, then you had a really good selection. I mean, there's a couple games here that
objectively a strong launch lineup, we'll say.
Yeah, like I got Scribblenauts Unlimited, Mighty Switch Force, New Super Mario Bros. U, Nintendo Land, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed.
You were all in.
I got Chasing Aurora, and I got Little Inferno, and I'm sure there's like another one or two from the launch, but I ended up picking up a lot. And I have a lot of fun core memories from the launch of the system. I also want to point out that, especially while Jack's gone and I want him to be here for the next thing, 2012 is a year that I remember pretty strongly because I was in college during the time. I was still at like home where high school was. So I had friends coming over. We would play the Wii U. We would play like Nintendo Land a lot, and Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. That's where it was born. I also had my first job and got fired from my first job in 2012. So this year means a lot to me. And the Wii U, love it.
Jack, did you want to say anything about the Wii U hardware release on the 18th of November?
Or Scribblenauts Unlimited, the Epic Mickey, the Mighty Switch Force, New Super Mario Bros. U, Nintendo Land, Sonic, and All-Stars Racing Transformed, or Zombie U. or any
That's
other
okay.
the other launch titles.
That's okay. It's nothing that important. I mean, not that nothing I would have to say would be that important.
All right, well, let's move on to
Nintendo
something.
Land.
Let's move on to something where you will have something interesting to say. On the 20th, there was 3 games, and the first one is actually the other big Vita exclusive for the holiday. You had Persona 4 Golden. This was the initial release of Persona 4 Golden before it came out on a bunch of others.
This is the game that made me want to get a Vita.
This is the game that broke him.
This is the game that, like, to this day, I'm sure that some Vita fans would still say is the best Vita game. So
it is the best Vita game, in my opinion, anyway.
I'll fight you.
Okay. Come to my house and 1v1 me.
All right.
But
over there soon.
the 1v1 has to happen in the next game we'll talk about. We'll come back to Persona 4 Golden, and that's PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale on the PS3 and Vita. If you guys are going to 1v1, it has to be in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Oh, Lennon's going to beat me in that. He's just going to play as Nathan Drake and kick barrels at me.
Yeah. I've already proven I can win in that game. I'm okay with these terms.
But PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, Persona 4 Golden, 2 very interesting
What a mess.
games.
And also, what a PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
And then...
No, Persona 4 Golden is... Yeah, it is another game of the year.
It is the definitive version of an already good game. And it is...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, thankfully, you don't have to play it on the Vita. They re-released it, and they even, like, prettied it up. But this is fantastic.
This is it.
When I said that Virtue's Last Reward was my second favorite game of this year, that was as of the creation of my top 10 games of 2012, which was before I had played Persona 4 Golden. I didn't get a Vita until a couple years after this.
I have to ask because I'm not entirely sure, Jack. Does this beat Xenoblade, or is Xenoblade still higher?
Xenoblade is higher. It's really close though. They're both in my top 10.
So
it's Xenoblade.
Yeah,
it's got
feels weird to say that a Vita game is in my top 10 of all time, but yeah.
I mean, it's fucking Persona 4 Golden. Like, what are you gonna do?
No, you say that. Xenoblade does have Shulk. Persona 4 has Chie. So
it's tough.
They're pretty close.
There was one more game that came out on the 20th. There was Hitman Absolution on PS3, 360, PC.
Thanks, Square.
I've heard.
Thanks, Square.
Yeah.
I've heard this is one of the best. I haven't played
not a
much
Hitman guy,
of the
but I've
Hitman
heard
series.
Yeah.
I've heard this is a good one.
I think
want to
before like the IO Interactive or whatever the studio is called, before their like trilogy of Hitman games, this is probably like one of the decent ones prior to that, since like the original.
On the 22nd of November, there was the release of Crashmo on 3DS. Remember Pushmo? This is Crashmo.
Yes.
Crashmo.
We got it. You're pushing blocks in 3D.
This isn't a smash, it's a crash.
It's a crash.
This is a crash.
Landon, did you want to say anything real quick about Crashmo? This is probably your best chance to say something about it.
Crashmo. I actually haven't played this.
Yeah.
Claude, before you say the next game, can I say it?
You want to say it?
Yeah. Hold on, let my phone say it.
Super Hexagon.
Released on PC on the 27th. It would get an iOS release earlier in the year, and there was other mobile platforms that came out in 2013. But I think a lot of people that know about this game know about it from the PC release. And you got Super Hexagon.
This is one of those few games where I would say the ideal method to playing it is on an iPad. Like, I think an iPad is actually, because you get a bigger screen so that you can see everything really clearly and have you can see the walls closing in from further away. And also the touch controls are actually preferred to using just regular keys on a keyboard, in my opinion.
But I
He's
remember
Super
you.
Hexagon.
I remember you like it, mentioning you really like Super Hexagon.
I love Super Hexagon. Like back in fucking 20, when my senior year of high school, when we were all given fucking iPads instead of textbooks, I was just playing Super Hexagon all the time.
All right.
That makes sense.
Landon, anything to add about who's Super Hexagon?
No.
Rip. All right, and the last game for November on the 29th was Arrow Porter on 3DS. That is another part of the Guild 01 compilation. And this is the one that I was referring to as the one that like is not as notable as the other two that were released this year. It didn't even have its own Wikipedia entry. Like at the very least, the other two games had their own Wikipedia entries.
It doesn't. It's funny.
So yeah,
I have not played this one either.
Yep, I know nothing about
Rip.
it. On the 4th,
it's an airport simulator.
Yeah,
But other than that,
4th of December, we got a few things in December worth talking about. There was Far Cry 3 on PS3, 360, and PC.
wow.
Hell yeah.
This is the game that you said.
Game.
This is the game that you said, Jack, that like every Far Cry game tries to be like after this game.
Yes, absolutely. Every Far Cry game released after Far Cry 3 has just tried to replicate the Far Cry 3 formula. And that's the reason why people don't really like them as much anymore, because it's just like, you're just doing the same game again. It's the exact same formula.
See,
but Far Cry 3, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say it peaked with Blood Dragon.
It did.
Which I love Blood Dragon, but I also really love Far Cry 3.
That's fair.
Very, very, very nearly got the platinum trophy for this game. The only thing I didn't do were the multiplayer missions because I couldn't get anyone else to play with me. But Far Cry 3 is a great game, and I got really sucked into it when I first played it.
Now, this is the last big release for you this year. 2012 was a big year for you, Jack.
Like
2012 had a lot of fucking great games.
Yeah. On the 7th of December, there was the initial release of the Wii Mini in Canada. That was where it came out first, and then it would come out in the United States later. This is objectively the worst Wii revision out of the few that there were, and also this is probably like one of the worst like console revisions. Like, why would you make this? This thing's stupid.
Go listen to our console revisions podcast.
Yeah, it's sure. I guess you can put it in your log cabin up in Canada in the fucking bumfuck boonies nowhere, whatever. Sure. On the 13th, there was the release of Crimson Shroud on 3DS. This was another Guild 01 game. And this was one that I did remember by name. I just didn't bother to add it because I didn't play it. But I mean, it's Crimson Shroud.
I have played this one, and this one is this is literally a tabletop RPG. It is presented in a tabletop style where you're like the playable characters are represented by like minis, like tabletop minis, and like literal dice are used, and it's interesting. I had a lot of fun with this when I was playing it. It's got a pretty interesting story.
All right. The Guild 01 package had a bunch of different, really random, weird genres. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was like an experiment it was like, from what I remember, if I'm remembering right, it was like essentially a game jam type thing, but for like Japanese devs, like some like big name Japanese devs, to like make some like weird ass games. It's essentially like the best way to put it.
And then the last notable thing I have on here in December on the 18th was a hardware release. It was kind of like a low-key hardware release, though. The Neo Geo X. I actually just learned about this for the podcast. It is actually a hybrid console before the Switch. Like, it came with a docking station and an arcade stick for when you're playing in the docked mode and everything. It was made to like basically re-release a bunch of Neo Geo games. You'd have 20 games pre-installed. They released more on cards that could actually like go into the system, but it was like a handheld device that would dock, and you'd have a controller that you could use in the dock. And if you're a big Neo Geo head, this is probably the coolest fucking thing ever. If you don't really care about Neo Geo or even know about Neo Geo, this is irrelevant. Very cool.
Gonna say pass on this one. I don't
Pass.
think I ever knew this existed.
Like I said, I literally just learned about this when I was doing research for the podcast, and I was like, "That's really cool." Pass.
Funny how they
I'm
put it
gonna
out a
say
week before
ears.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Ears elephant. Irrelevant.
Funny, I will say, since we didn't get to talk about it during the console like launches, because this is such like an obscure thing. This released for $200 with everything all together, and then they released a version
That's not bad.
and then they released a version where it's just the handheld for $130. So not a bad price at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll buy that for $20.
Yeah. That was 2012 in gaming. To summarize, thoughts, Jack?
This was a great year. This has a lot of great games on this list, and also Paper Mario Sticker Star.
Also,
Oh,
Paper
no.
Mario Sticker Star. Yeah.
Overall great year. It's any year that releases one of my. I said this on my stream last night. Any year that has one of my top 5 games of all time is going to be a good year by default. But to have 2 games in my top 10 of all time is pretty nuts. And there's just like really in any month of this year, there is at least like one solid game that came out. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, like we got the great collections too with Jak and Daxter and God of War and Ratchet and Clank. A lot of major releases like Counter-Strike and fucking obviously the big one that everyone was talking about at the time was Skylanders, but you know, I feel like we don't need to mention that because just how much of a legacy that Skylanders has. But yeah, no, it was a great year. 2012 was very solid. Thumbs up.
I will definitely say like this is one of those years that like before doing research for the podcast, I would have said, yeah, it's probably a fine year. There's some games on it that I liked. And like going through it, like coming out the other end, this was a pretty crazy year. I think that the reason why like I didn't think much about it is because I didn't get to play a lot of the releases that like were from this year in 2012, so I didn't get to really resonate with it as strongly right away. But like there was quite a few like pretty crazy games. I think it's just like there's not enough like big exclusives. Like a lot of the really good games are like multi-platform titles you could play on different systems. So it doesn't feel like it's as strong of a year, but it's absolutely a strong year. Like I think like it's this and then like the next big year is probably like 2017 after this. Like it's a good year.
It's a good year. We'll have to do
well, if you're a starving 3DS child, the next 2013 is a really good year, but
yeah,
you know, we'll get to that when we eventually revisit it.
Landon, your thoughts on 2012?
My thoughts on 2012 is Jack's top 5 games from this year. This is
oh boy, here we go.
Oh boy,
oh,
here we go. All right,
go.
Number 1, Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah,
Chunk, baby.
Yep.
All right,
yep.
It's there. All right, number 2, it is Persona 4 Golden. Chie, baby, she's right there.
she is right there, ready to beat your ass.
She is standing right there.
She is standing right there. Okay,
she's right behind you.
Right behind you. She's gonna beat your ass. Trial of the Dragon. Steak. All right, number 3, we got Skullgirls. They're right there.
They're right there.
They're right there.
All 8 of them at launch.
Yeah. All right, number 4, Mario Tennis Open. He's right there.
Okay.
And number 5. And number 5, Far Cry 3, baby.
Yeah, Mario Tennis Open. Let's go.
I know that's not. I mean, that's. I've got a couple games.
Not what I was expecting. It threw me.
All right,
for a loop.
I'll give you guys a little bit of time, but be brief. What have you guys been up to the past couple weeks? It's been 2 weeks.
I don't know.
I'll be extremely brief. I beat Metroid Prime 4 the other day.
Hell yeah.
If he hated it.
I hated it. This game sucks. I'm just kidding. I thought it was good. I had a lot of fun with it. I don't want to get too deep into it because we're kind of short on time, but there were some things I didn't quite like about it. And overall, out of the main Prime games, it's probably my least favorite, but I still really enjoyed it. I liked it enough to see it through to the end. I wish I didn't miss that boss scan so that I could actually go for 100%, but that's okay. I still beat the game. It was fun. I really liked it. Outside of that, I have not really done much in the past 2 weeks. I've mostly just been doing streams, watching movies, or playing this.
You've been playing quite a bit of Pokemon. You played some Ultra Moon.
I've been playing Ultra Moon.
Obviously.
I'm on the third island on Ultra Moon. I have all 6 of my party members that I plan to use. Pokemon that I plan to use for my playthrough. I've been having fun with it so far. I've got into a groove of just kind of picking it up and playing it whenever I'm not really doing anything, and I'm just I'll play Pokemon for an hour.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I think that's about it.
All right. I believe I had already beaten Dragon Quest VII Reimagined by the time the last podcast happened, so that I don't have to mention that. I beat Persona 1 on PSP, and
oh yeah,
that game is fun, but damn, is that archaic. And if I thought about maybe going back to do the Snow Queen route, the other, which is basically the bonus content for that version, because we were supposed to get it originally and we didn't. I definitely am fine with not touching that game again though, because it's super unbalanced and it's very grindy. If you want to do anything of substance, but it's got that same characterization and just vibe that Persona is known for. The story being weird, going off the rails into crazy shit, is very Persona. So I believe if you want to do your due diligence as a Persona fan, definitely play this at some point, but play through it once and never touch it again. I think that's my suggestion. I played through Super Metroid as well. That game is fucking fantastic. Woo! Probably one of the best Super Nintendo games I've ever played. Now that I've played it, it is fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Great. We'll talk more about that in an upcoming podcast though. And I also did a quick playthrough of the PS1 shooter Einhander. It is very hard. The only reason I was able to beat it is because you play the Japanese version, which has a free play, so you have infinite continues, and also the game has very generous checkpoint system. And I also ended up just using save states for the final stage because the final boss is fucking bullshit. But it was fun. It was really, really hard. So I would never play it without some quality of life that lets me get through the game and actually finish it. But it's fun. It's a good game. I definitely could see it being the kind of game that somebody would be into if they were looking for a PS1 era shoot 'em up. It's really good. But other than that, it's very niche. And I started The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking pee.
I'm already 15 hours in. I'm almost caught up to where I left off when I was playing it on Steam. I'm just about to go to the next field study segment, which is going to be cool.
Field study.
Yeah. So it's going to, I literally just ended chapter 2. I'm about to start chapter 3. So I'm looking forward to it. I've been having fun with it. I'm definitely going to be focusing mostly on that, but I'll be playing some other games in the meantime. We'll see what I get to, because I've been doing a bunch of Pokemon stuff off and on just to kind of fill extra time, so I'm not just sitting around on my phone. But that's the big one, Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. So yeah, been playing a bunch of games as per usual, clearing out that backlog. Landon, what about you?
I got 4 words for you, and then we can leave.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
Donkey Kong Tactics Evilly's Chronicles for Nintendo Switch 2.
That's a lot of words.
You're like when Charles Barkley was like, I got 2 awards for you. Chris Paul, Steve Nash, must see TV.
But yeah, you finished Donkey Kong Country Returns HD.
I started and beat Donkey Kong Country Returns HD for the Nintendo Switch family of entertainment systems post update.
Hell yeah.
I skipped World 9 because I don't have time. There is, for anyone who has not played at least the 3DS version, it's a full world, not just one level. The 3DS version and the HD version have like a full world for bonus levels. And then so I beat the game and I was like, cool. So now I'm finally doing my agreement and playing Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles for the Nintendo Switch 2.
Hell yeah.
We got Little Jack, we got Clud, we got Stoog. I got some other people I got Al, Pixel, Katie, and then I think I've got Alexine and Notori, and then we'll see if I need anything else.
That might be all you need for the whole game, because otherwise you might be like getting too many characters and shuffling too much around. I think that.
Yeah, I'm already feeling that because like the battle sizes, they're like use 4 characters, and I'm like,
you get, and if you're playing, like if you decide to do a battle that's not part of the story, you'll get 5 maximum, and you don't have to bring Rams up, but you get 5, and that's not a lot.
Yeah.
So,
and that's so like I'm like, this definitely feels like a PS1 game, and I'm like, okay. So I'm here for it.
We'll see how you feel getting further in. We'll circle back in a couple weeks and see and check on how you're doing with that. But yeah, that is everything for this episode of the podcast. We will catch you next episode where we will be talking about Zelda spinoffs. That's going to be a very interesting episode. But until then, have yourselves a good one. Roll the outro. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.